Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, July 10th. So I thought I would give you a little update on what happened yesterday. So I did a live yesterday, so some of you might be a little bit caught up, but then there was a lot of stuff that happened yesterday afternoon, and that's what I'm catching you up on. So on Thursday morning, when I did that last video talking about finding out that I needed that month's security deposit, one of my subscribers had mentioned I should try doing a GoFundMe page. And I had that in the back of my mind to do that if I absolutely had to. And yesterday it came down to the wire that I was going to have to do that, because I got a call from the apartment complex yesterday. I did not talk to the normal guy that I normally talk to. He was off. And I got a call from a gal named Maria, and she was calling just to say, hey, congratulations on your approval. Do you have any questions? And so I was asking her about why my security deposit was so high. And she said, she goes, well, we don't have anything to do with that. A third party is the one that screens the applications and comes up with the amount for the security deposit and checks your background and blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, when do I have to pay this security deposit? Because that hadn't really been discussed, or if it had, I missed it. It very well could have been in the fine print of the apartment lease, maybe, but I still don't know that I have seen that anywhere. So anyway, whatever the case, I think there was some miscommunication on my part, maybe Connor's part, possibly we kept getting sidetracked talking about personal stuff because of this particular connection that we have, being of like mind and understanding of what is going on in the world, like all of you guys are. So anyway, somehow that part got missed. So she tells me that I have 7 days from the approval to get the security deposit over there. And I had a little freak out session, and I was like, well, Wednesday was when I got the official approval. That's when he told me that I had been approved and that they wanted a month's worth of security deposit. Well, I had responded back to him, forgot he was off Thursday and Friday, so I was waiting to hear from him back about answering my questions about why it was so high. Never heard back from him. He was off yesterday, so I ended up talking to Maria, and I made some comment about, like I was in panic mode all of a sudden, because I was like, oh my God, I don't have $1,300 right now at my disposal. I thought I had more time to get everything together. And I'm like, I just burned 4 days waiting around for communication from this place. And now I found out, supposedly I need to have it like within the next 3 days. And I said something about getting my shit together. And she goes, do not cuss. And I paused, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I cuss a lot. And I even said that out loud. I'm like, I cuss a lot, or something like that. And she goes, I will hang up on you if you cuss. And I felt like I was getting chewed out. But this is the vision I have in my head. She's kind of like a high, squeakier voice. Sounds very young. I have no idea how young she is. I have not met her. I do not know who she is, but the visual that I have is a small, petite, 16-year-old virginal girl with long blonde hair, very pale skin. Picture somebody in a movie that would say that to somebody, do not cuss. If you cuss, I'm going to hang up on the phone, hang up on you. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to watch my mouth, because we all know I have a potty mouth. And so I had to just kind of take back for a second, because I got put in my place and think, man, I better watch myself here, because perhaps somebody else had been yelling at her all day. I feel that way sometimes when I'm at the reception desk. If I'm tired and I'm in a bad mood and I get somebody on the other line that's in a bad mood, sometimes we kind of like this. So I just kind of was like, okay, well, she goes, if you want to argue or whatever about the amount of security deposit, call the Yardie, I think is the name of it, Rent Grow or something, and they're the ones that provided the screening that came up with the security deposit amount. And she's like, you can call them and take it up with them. And I was like, what's the name of it? And da 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 da. And so I called them. They were closed yesterday, but I was able to go on the website and get a copy of my report and look at it, because I was like, what came up on this that made them think that I was a threat to society? Well, it really wasn't anything like that. It was, I had provided pay stubs and income and everything from short hours at work before I got the raise. You know, I have different ways that I make money, and it comes in as I turn up the dial, in and out or whatever. I took June off basically to figure out my head about this whole apartment move. And so I wasn't even doing a whole lot of extra stuff because I had 3 paychecks that came in June. And so anyway, long story short, my income verification, I think, is what they held against me. Although I got approved in, they just want an extra month. I mean, they want a full month of security deposit to, you know, I guess hold over my head or whatever. I don't know, whatever the case is. I've been put in a corner before and managed to come out ahead of things. And I have done many, many, many things in my life to make a buck. Somebody told me one time I was scrappy in a good way. I'm not afraid of work. So that is not necessarily what I am scared of. So anyhow, after I got off the phone with her, and after I got my report back and looked at that and thought, I don't have a leg to stand on right now, because the raise just got put into the system on Friday. I don't have a paycheck that's going to have a decent bump up in pay coming until Friday, July 14th. So I tried, this is funny. I tried 3 of my friends, because I was like, I need to talk to somebody right now, because I'm like freaking out, because I was not expecting that. And, you know, my mind was just like going around in circles. And I ended up calling Lucy. She was the first person that donated this morning. Not this morning, yesterday morning. I did a reading for her. She was on my little Zoom call that I did a month or so ago. And I feel very comfortable with her. And I knew, and I even warned her, I was like, are you by yourself? And she said yes. And I was like going, I'm going to talk really, really fast, because I'm like freaking out right now. And I'm like, I need somebody to talk this through with, you know. So she was very good at listening to me as I kind of went through all the stuff in my head, kind of to unload so I could think straight, because I'm sure you've all been in that stage before where you are in complete panic and you can't think straight. So you got to get it out of your system, so then you can like formulate a thought and figure out a plan. And that was kind of what happened yesterday. And so I had talked about that GoFundMe to her and doing that. And she's like, I think you should do that. And I was like, okay. Cause I had thought about what I would say if I opened a GoFundMe page. And I also remember a video that I did probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it was called, How Does the Universe Plan on Keeping You Fed? Or something like that. And the story that came out in that reading was basically, as we go along our path towards New Earth, basically, or whatever, if you run into hiccups along the way, you will run into people in your tribe that will help you out to the next stage. And I feel like that's kind of what is happening now, is like, I've been traveling. I've been trying to put good karma into the universe. You know, I spent a lot of time and effort on these videos when I was, you know, shortcutting for my channel, you don't have to watch an hour and a half worth of that stuff. It's not worth it. Or I have condensed an hour and a half worth of stuff into 10 minutes. So I feel like I was depositing good karma in for the last 3 or 4 years. And maybe this is the universe's way of saying, we're going to help you out here because you have paid the price ahead of time. I don't know. I mean, that's just a thought that goes through my head. But anyway, so apparently that video I did 4 years ago is being forecasted and coming to truth right now. Like I don't know if I said this or not, but of the donations that came in yesterday, some I recognized the name of, some I did not. I think like I had like 10 donations. About 5 names I recognized and 5 I did not. So first of all, thank you very much for those of you that have lent a helping hand in a time of need. And I'll say it again, if I didn't have to move, I wouldn't be moving, period. Also, there was another thought that I had, God, it just like went out oh shoot, now I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, I think at this point in time, if I take the cash that I have and I take what came in yesterday, I am about $200 away from the security deposit, so I can get that paid. That leaves me bone dry for no moving expenses or anything, but I will worry about that as the time comes, I guess. I guess this is how the universe is going to dole this out to me, is they're going to, well, A, make me work for it, which is fine. I'm not afraid of work, but they're going to show me the way. You know, it's just kind of, it's stressful not knowing from day to day what is going to happen. And there's a lot that keeps happening from day to day. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I also posted on Facebook and Telegram. One of my friends and subscribers, Veronica, had sent me a message on Saturday morning, and she goes, hey, I have an idea for a fundraiser. And she makes orgone energy pyramids and medallions and different things. She has all kinds of stuff on her website. I do not have that website in front of me, but it's on Facebook and it's on Telegram, and she's going to send me some pieces so I can show you guys, because she said that if any sales that I send to her website, I get 20% of, and I had 2 sales that went there yesterday, so I got $50 off of that. Thank you. So inch by inch and in different ways, it is coming to fruition. So I don't think there's anything else that happened yesterday other than I put that in place. Of course, I was like, my heart was like beating out of my chest for about 3 hours, kind of like going, oh my God, is this going to work? And about 9:30, I was starting to get tired, and I was like, I'm going to go to bed. And I walk in and the air conditioning has frozen up. So that kept me up a little bit longer and more up and down through the night. So I'm tired this morning, but I'm going to keep going, keep pushing. I'm like, they're not going to back me into a corner and without me coming out fighting. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen next. I will keep you posted. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff that happens in a day. Sometimes it's not so much of anything. It's just kind of like waiting and everything. And right at the moment, that's what's going on. I will post the GoFundMe link on the description because I won't be able to put it in the comments. They will not take that. But that GoFundMe page, for those of you who feel inclined, is on Facebook, is on Telegram. I don't think I posted it on Instagram, but you can also send me a message to Gmail, the Jojoleanne@gmail.com. And I can send you the link to that or other links or whatever for those of you who are feel like you want to help right now. So Some days it's harder than others to keep your vibrations high, but I'm doing the best I can. I hope you guys are doing well. This is how this drama is playing out this week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.